Well, hello. Welcome back. All right. We're catching up on Plan With Me's. It's been like 14 weeks since I filmed this Plan With Me, this base, and then it's been like 3 weeks since I filmed the day by day, which was crazy to edit. But we are using this super cute mystery, that's what I'm looking for, mystery kit from SPC, which I think was February, possibly March, I don't remember, I think it was February. And the plan was to use this for Earth Day, because we were doing a big work event, and I wound up not going to that. But that's another. Can we talk about how many fashion boxes are in this kit, though? Like, come on, Andrea, what were you doing? Then we have the very, very pretty, like, matte gold daisy foil bundle. It's so pretty. I kind of want another one. But it was a mystery kit, so can't get my hands on it. So this week, outside of the usual work and stuff, we had Bree's virtual radiation oncology appointment. They did believe that treatment would be an option, the radiation treatment, but it wouldn't cure her. But it might then allow us the opportunity to have the tumor surgically removed, which I don't think we're going to do. That's just a lot. So we are doing the radiation treatment. Actually, it being May 18th, we've already completed that, and it's been 2 weeks since she completed that, so yay, Bree. This was also the Canucks playoffs. Round 1, we were playing Nashville. We did excellent. I mean, we didn't do great, but we did excellent. I also got really sick. So I was sick at the end of February, beginning of March, and then I got sick again on Friday, which would be the 26th. Love that for me. And it actually kept me from running my race, which I had to switch to virtual for. So I will be doing that in real time next week. All by myself. Well, not all by myself. Some people are going to come join for like 5 or 10K. Abby wants to run the whole thing with me. I said she doesn't have to. She's been not running a little bit longer than I have. We're all just a little bit crazy. Oh yeah, and then Bree's oncologist also called us on the weekend of this week that we are doing the Plan With Me for, and told us that she doesn't actually think it's a thymoma. She thinks it's a lung tumor. So when she comes in for her first radiation treatment, they're going to take another aspirate sample. I would just like to point out that she called a few days ago in real time, and the third sample is still inconclusive. So it's being sent to like a board to review. I think it's just due to the size of the tumor. She just doesn't think it's a thymoma. She thinks it's lung cancer. Again, it doesn't change the treatment. It doesn't change the outcomes. It doesn't change the life expectancy. We're still on track. We're just trying to figure out whether it's a thymoma or a lung tumor. It's all sorts of crazy. So we should hear about that in a couple weeks. But other than that, like being sick, missed my friend's birthday, missed running, but I did get to nap a lot. And why is it when you nap when you're sick, you don't feel any more rested? Anyways, this base is super cute and I love it. And I kind of want another one. And I hate that it's a mystery kit. But let's go ahead and do the day by day. There is the base. I am sick. I'm going to try and get through this. If it's horrible when I go to edit, I will just do a voiceover. But we're going to try our bestest. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why do I only have 6 things on Monday if I've got 3 boxes? Shouldn't I have 7? Alright, well, we'll figure this out. Alright. So, obviously, I went to work. And then we did it. So I worked from ICS this day because we had a consult with the vet oncologist. So we did that. I got a Snapchat from one of my nieces because I think Snapchat is her love language. And she was at the hospital with a concussion. And then we had Passover family dinner. And then Jason and I were talking about what to do with Bree. We ultimately decided to go ahead with radiation. It will not cure Bree, but the team thinks that they can reduce her tumor by like 30 to 40%. But again, we don't know how long that will extend her life by because we don't know when this tumor started. Put this in the wrong spot, that's fine. I'm not moving anything now. And I'll pull stickers for that later. So ultimately we decided to go ahead. So on Tuesday we made arrangements with the team in Victoria to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, in case you were wondering, I was sick not even 2 months ago, so we're living, laughing, loving. And yes, I do have a race. Okay, so I'm just going to switch this around. So I had a physio appointment this morning. I got in over Passover dinner the night before. And then we booked the ferry. I stayed at work late. Another edition of Ashley can't put stickers down to save her life. And in real time, So we've been to the vet, we've done another CT scan. And then the vet called us on the weekend, which you will see. And it's not actually a thymoma. It is still cancer. We're not like, she's not some sort of miracle dog. But it's lung cancer, not a thymoma. So I filmed a day by day this morning. And then I went to physio while Jason was trying to contact the oncology department to let them know we wanted to move forward. And it was going to move quickly once we did that. Jason booked us a ferry for 7 a.m. After physio, I went to work. I did stay late just because I was just continuing to work on things, and I knew the next day would be a short day anyway, so I was like, well, while I'm being productive, may as well just stay. And then I got home and watched the Canucks game, and they lost. Don't you worry, because last night we had an epic comeback game. I blow my nose. Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got up early to catch our ferry. And did we make it on time? Barely. If you live in BC or if you've traveled on BC ferries before, you will understand the struggle. Like, we literally rolled up to the booth with more time than we thought. I guess they had just closed the tunnel when we went through, so we were pretty lucky. So we rolled up to the booth and we had 6 minutes. Okay? There were 4 cars in front of us. Most people prepay. Because that's the era we live in now. Because it's just so much easier. It makes it so much faster. But no. Now I don't know what was going on, but the person in the car at the booth literally got out of their vehicle, and we were like, what is happening? And we were already in, like, we couldn't get out of where we were. So we were stuck. And I'm like, I swear to God, if they tell us we can't make this ferry. Because you have... anyways, we rolled up to the booth at 6:29. And with BC Ferries, if you have a reservation, you have to be there 30 minutes beforehand, or they will not let you. They'll put you on the standby list, like with the regular people who didn't reserve. But we made it. And then I got super mad because as we like pulled into our lane, they made the announcement that, because this is the first ferry in the morning, they were like, passengers, please proceed back to your vehicle, blah, 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 blah. We will be loading in 5 minutes. And I'm like, man, I don't even have time to go to Starbucks. Did they load in 5 minutes? No, they did not. I hate BC Ferries with a passion. But we made it, and then we went straight to the vet hospital and dropped Brie off. And then we went to my office in Victoria, and we both worked out of there. And then we picked Brie up around 4:30. And then we popped by Sydney, which is close by the ferry terminal. I don't know if the coffee is helping or making this worse, but whatever, it's liquid. So we went to Sydney, and Brie actually walked a little bit on the beach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we ferried home, and then we picked up sandwiches at Thrifty's. There's a Thrifty's in Tsawwassen. And then we came home, unloaded. Went to bed. So on Thursday, we went back to work. It was absolutely miserable this day. And I'm like, well, this is going to be a great day to run. It was also a friend's birthday. And run club day. I did go back to the office. So this was like our last workout of the training cycle. It was 3 sets of 1 kilometer race, 1 kilometer tempo with a warm up and a cool down. And it was pouring. And then we watched the draft, and we also watched Toronto lose. That was earlier, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stretched and I rolled Friday morning. I went to work. Once again, I stayed late. I was just on a roll. The Canucks played again this night. And they did manage to win. Oh, my battery's gonna die. I was just super tired. And it would all make sense when I woke up. Let me change my battery. Okay, Saturday morning. Put you back in frame. So on Saturday, see, when I put this base down last weekend, I had a busy day. However, I slept horribly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I woke up with a cold. Super loved that for me. 1 week before my race. 2 months after I'd already been sick. But it's okay. Alright, so I woke up with a cold. Immediately, I just quarantined in our bedroom. I don't mind just putting something on the iPad and not actually watching TV or a movie when I'm sick. I just want something out in the background. So Jason takes the TV. Fine by me. So not long after I woke up, I fell asleep again. I pretty much napped most of this day, but did have a little YouTube binge when I was awake. The Whitecaps played this day, and they drew. Jason made me spicy ramen. He's like, do you want me to make it or do you want me to order it? I'm like, I honestly don't care. I just want spicy ramen today. I don't care how you make that happen. And then we, of course, watched Toronto lose again this night. So now Toronto is in trouble. I think Toronto plays they play tomorrow, same as us. They get an extra day. So if they don't win, they are eliminated from the playoffs. They're playing Boston, which I can't cheer for Boston. I physically cannot. As a Canucks fan, I just However, I also cannot root for Toronto. So really, I'm just rooting against Toronto. It makes it more palatable. On Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. I still feel like that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, and I gotta go to work today. Yeah, that's cool. I don't see anything going wrong there. I did sleep in. Isn't it on the header? So I didn't sleep through the night. Bree is out of her meds now, so she's a little bit restless. No, of course I'm just sick, and that's just it's a recipe for disaster. You gotta wake up and blow your nose, or you gotta pee because you're drinking all this water. Is that still not gonna fit? There we go. Okay. Jason went grocery shopping. I fell asleep. The dark green. Canucks played and they won. They were not winning and they were not going to win. But when I came out after one of my naps, it was the last 6 minutes or something of the game, and I'm like, that's great. Well, at least I'm here to watch them lose. That's fun. And then Brock Besser scored a goal with a minute and something left. I was like, all right, well, at least they're making it look good. And then, no word of a lie, Brock Besser scored again with 6 seconds left. And I was like, what is happening? So he tied the game. And of course it's the playoffs, so it's not immediate overtime. So I went and blow dried my hair from my bath. And then I came out shortly after that. overtime had started. And then the Canucks scored. And I was like, what is happening? So we won a game that we absolutely should not have won. But you know what? That's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And Nashville should have scored an empty netter, but it hit the goalpost. And that's just not the kind of luck the Canucks usually have. So it was kind of nice to see. And then I just cuddled with Bree. She's very much a mama's girl lately. But she did go to the park with Jason earlier that day. Slowly, but they went. Let me zoom this out. Cute. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not done so, and I will see you in my next video.